Yo, what's good? It's your boy Cormac Fan 832 back with another video today. Now, I know I haven't been making a lot of videos lately because of the entire beef situation. Most of my videos and most of my time has been allocated to covering the beef. But now I'm back, and today we're going to be doing the long-awaited next part of the former trilogy, now a quadrilogy. The Thelma Lou Mafia Lore. So without further ado, let's just get into it. Let's not waste any time because we got a lot of information to cover and not a lot of time. Also, for those who haven't yet, or for those who are, of course, new to the channel, go check out my other videos based on the Purple Bozo beef, the entire conundrum that happened there. Also, check out my new diss track that's premiering in 8 days on Cormac's birthday. Now, of course, as a Louisville, Kentucky citizen, I accidentally switched my premiere time to Hong Kong time, but it should still be the same if you live in America, like I do. Now, without further ado, let's finally get into it. Now, the beginning of the new Thelma Lou Mafia Lore starts with a video that Cormac released about 8 months ago, where he went to the lake. Of course, if you don't know, he lives at the lake, and all of his videos say I'm going to the lake or I'm at the lake, but the lake is actually basically a perpetual limbo that he's stuck at. If you want more information on that, you can check out my other videos, but that's where we start. Now, in the middle of the video, like towards the end actually, he starts looking around and he looks down and he's not wearing any shoes, which I mean is weird enough, but weirder things have happened at Jassy Lake. Now, I want to draw your attention to these subtitles. Now, it's at this point where Cormac looks around and then he's like, where the heck did that cat go? Now, for people who haven't been watching my videos, they think, first of all, why are you analyzing this video so closely? But for you guys, you know that nothing in these videos is ever just cut and dry, black and white, right? There's always deeper depth to it. Now, what's the meaning behind this? What does he mean? Where did the cat go? Well, for that, we need to look back on Thelma Lou herself. Now, of course, Thelma Lou in the past has mainly been known to work with dogs, but she is not afraid to work with other animals. And as we can see here, she has sent a cat spy to go spy on Cormac. Now you might be thinking this is absurd, because wait, Thelma Lou spying on Cormac? Thelma Lou has never really been an enemy of Cormac. She's mostly just been having her own conflict with the dogs of Jassy Lake. She's only really used Cormac to like give her stuff like French fries, food, stuff like that, but she's never really come into conflict with Cormac. Why the sudden change? Well, if you're a true Cormacsepicvideos fan like I am, you'll know that, of course, Cormac lives in Jassy Lake, but Thelma Lou is always around Cormacsepicvideos and general members of the Cormacsepicvideos Cinematic Universe. For example, Nora the Horse Lover, or Luke's Epic Videos, etc., right? Now, for her to be this close, she'd also have to be in Jassy Lake. And the thing about Thelma Lou is, while she may be the head honcho, aka the leader of whatever mafia she's leading, she can't be the leader of the entirety of Jassy Lake, because that belongs to a much more fearsome enemy of Cormac, known as the Jassy Lake Collector. Now, the next video we're going to cover is a video titled I Got Kidnapped at the Lake. Now, obviously, this caught my attention pretty quickly, right? I mean, Cormac has never explicitly stated that, like, Jassy Lake has done anything wrong to him or wronged him in any way. So this title immediately set off like alarm bells in my mind. Now, this, for some quick, brief background information, Cormac is trapped at Jassy Lake by the Jassy Lake Collector and has been kept under sort of a temporary mind spell by other inhabitants of Jassy Lake. Of course, if you want those pieces of information, you can check out my other videos. But one of his good friends, the Blue Lobster, is basically specifically tasked with keeping Cormac under his spell. That's why Cormac never says, I'm having trouble at Jassy Lake, etc., etc. But this title is particularly interesting because now he's actually acknowledging what's happening at Jassy Lake. And of course, who's the man behind the camera? Not even 3 minutes, like 1 second into the video, the Blue Lobster. Now, they run for a little bit and then they stop. And then Cormac says, we should turn around and investigate. And the Blue Lobster, instead of saying like, no, we should get out of there, right? Like, you almost got kidnapped, dude. He says, yeah, we should. Now, he is willingly leading this man into danger. And of course, who do they run into? They come face to face with Cormac's kidnapper. Or should I say, not face to face, because this specific person has no face. That's right, it's the faceless kids from Jassy Lake. Now, what does this mean, you might ask? Well, that's what I'm about to get into. Now, this isn't a kid, right? This is like a adult, of course, way older than Cormac and Blue Lobster. But it makes you think, right? The Jassy Lake Collector, he has complete control over Jassy Lake. But the thing is, Jassy Lake isn't even a real thing, right? You have fake adults and mind-controlled kids who keep the place turning, right? Like, Cormac is the only person who's ever broken free from the mind control, and now he's actually starting to fight it more and more, as we can see from these video titles. But now, it does bring up the question, how is the Jassy Lake Collector taking all of these kids, putting them in Jassy Lake, and somehow controlling them at the same time? What kind of powers does he have that we haven't explored? Well, now I think I know how he does it. Thelma Lou. Now, Thelma Lou, above all else, she values power. She wants to be the strongest, and she wants to have complete and utter domination over everybody, right? Where is a place she can do that and also have what she wants and not be questioned for it? Jassy Lake, of course. Now, here's the deal that she made. Jassy Lake Collector allows her to control all the dogs in Jassy Lake and make them do her bidding, make them fear her. And in return, all she has to do is just control the kids and keep them in Jassy Lake. Because the more kids in Jassy Lake, the more power the Jassy Lake Collector gets. Now, here's an interesting thing, right? The dogs don't seem to be affected by Thelma Lou's mind control. They're the only people who can willingly fight back. Now, I'm wondering if it works the same way with the Jassy Lake Collector, because while he's been able to control some kids, we can see that there's some kids that he can't control. For example, Paige the Horse Lover, Nora the Horse Lover, Luke's Epic Videos, and Cormac's Epic Videos have all broken free from the trance. So, what powers are in Jassy Lake? How are these kids being controlled? How are some kids breaking free? And how is that one kid from the Jassy Lake Shorts Lore video, the chosen one, not affected by these mind control powers? Now, in this next video, I forgot what it was titled, but basically Cormac and Cormac's Epic Videos and Paige the Horse Lover, they're planning to catch Thelma Lou in the act of stealing a cookie. And obviously dogs aren't allowed to have cookies. She can't have the cookie. So what they do is they exit the room, but they plant a secret camera for Thelma Lou to catch her in the act of stealing a cookie. And would you know it, Thelma Lou starts sniffing around for a cookie. Now, this is my main argument. Thelma Lou, she's powerful, but she lets her greed get the best of her. Her greed for food, her greed for power. You can see her continuously abusing her mind control powers. In the past, she's made people give her fries, made people give her whatever, right? She made Cormacsepicvideos and Nor the Horse Lover arrange a fabricated wedding for her and Leo, which another dog was assassinated at, right? And also, she was the one who controlled the kidnappers who kidnapped Cormac. You see, it's all making sense now. You thought there was no method to the madness, but there is a method to the madness. Now, it's at this point that Cormacsepicvideos walks in. Now, this is a pivotal turning point, right? What happened in this video was that Thelma Lou used her powers to basically make Cormac close the door, right, and stay outside. But he seems to have broken free from that order subconsciously placed in his mind by Thelma Lou. What powers does Cormac have? This is bringing up questions of how powerful is Cormac now? What is the power scaling in this universe? Because how can he break free from Thelma Lou's mind control when we've been shown constantly, we've been reminded about how powerful she is and how powerful of a technopath she really can be. But I believe while Cormacsepicvideos has subconsciously broken free from Thelma Lou's mind control, I don't think he realizes what a threat she actually poses, because he ends up giving her a little nibble of the cookie. But this is progress though, as he's not giving the cookie to her because she's making him. He's giving her the cookie because he just feels bad for the dog. But this is also a pretty bad thing, because the dog is smart. As Cormac expertly puts it, she knows your trick. On a cryptic video titled February 28th, 2025, we finally get some confirmation of what happened to Toby after the revolution happened. So for those who don't know, the revolution, as covered in my previous video, was basically Toby and Leo led a secret group of freedom fighting dogs against Thelma Lou's mafia, but ultimately Thelma Lou won. And then we just didn't get any videos of them for a while. A lot of people speculated that she's keeping them as slaves, and that, my friends, was absolutely correct. To all of you theorists who people called crazy, it's true. As we can see Toby in a very fierce, very intense fight with another dog, while Leo is forced to watch. They're actually being put in an underground slave dog fighting ring for Thelma Lou's amusement. Now, for any of the people in the comments who are saying Thelma Lou's still good, Thelma Lou isn't just some random tyrant. She's not a Disney villain. She's still got some good in her. She can still be saved. What kind of animal turns on their own species like this and makes them fight each other, right? That's a sick thing to do. How would you do this to, especially a close friend? Why would you hurt somebody you know for your own amusement? Well, this shows that any compassion Thelma Lou could have had was gone. And also, it's important to note how she treats Leo, because while she is still technically married to Leo, we can see that she has some affection for him, because he's not making him fight. But then again, she's also a very cruel person, because she's making Leo watch his friend fight another dog, possibly to the death. We don't know, because we don't see the end of the fight. As to this point, we don't know if Toby survived this fight or not. We'll just have to see when another video rolls around. Then in this video, we can see another member of the revolution crying, seeing his dreams crushed under the Thelma Lou Mafia. Well, that takes us to the end of this video. I want to thank you all for watching. Thank you for supporting me. Of course, it's been a pretty tough time with all the beef stuff going on, but I'm really trying to get over it. I'm trying to get past it. I don't want to make it my entire personality, right? So we're just going to wait till the diss track drops, If he responds to it, whatever. If he doesn't, you know, the message is sent out anyways. So go watch that when it premieres. Of course, we're gonna release a behind-the-scenes video soon, so go keep your eyes peeled for that. And yeah, thank you again. This has been Cormac Fan 832. Subscribe to me, subscribe to Cormacsepicvideos, and peace out.